So what's up, everyone? First things first, the soundtrack for this episode is basically Samuel Kim. So the emotional damage music mix, to be more precise. So shout out to Samuel Kim for an incredible piece of music, as always. All the best pieces of music are just from Samuel Kim on YouTube. There is just no other. The orchestral and epic versions of every soundtrack that he puts out are always incredible, so this is no exception. A lot's happened in the time that we've spent without, this video, I guess, without the sequel to the previous video. It's been like a month. It's been a pretty difficult month for a lot of people, including myself, of course. Otherwise, this video would have come out sooner. I mean, it's kind of common sense. Now, there's a few things that compelled me to make this build, but I said in the previous video that I just thought the design was interesting. I am not doing as close a recreation as Creel house here. This isn't as close a recreation of HAWKINS Lab. But at the end of the day, it's what I could do with the time that I had, and I can improve it later. I don't really care about that. I mean, I don't really care about not being perfect to the screen, but the main thing is going to be the interior, which I'm excited to do. Probably going to be not the next episode, but the one after that. Next episode is probably going to be Creel house interior. Then I can make HAWKINS Lab interior and make the portal to the upside down, and from that I can start building some upside down buildings, maybe, or I can just finish HAWKINS above in the overworld. Then I can go back to all that upside down stuff. And I guess I can't make a Minecraft video right now without saying rest in peace Technoblade. And I had a mutual friend with him, but I never met him. And he still managed to touch my life unknowingly this very month when I was rewatching his previous videos and found himself talking about the same struggles that I'm going through regarding, college and chasing your dreams and finding that balance. So I guess what I'm trying to say is thank you to Technoblade for that. And I wish I'd gotten to meet Alexander rather than just listen to Technoblade and consume his content, because I'm sure he was an incredible guy. And I'm very sorry to his family for what they've had to go through this past year. And I hope he's in a better place now. There's a lot of there's a lot of people talking about how much they miss Technoblade online. And I'm not going to talk about like parasocial relationships, because who gives a fuck? Like, this isn't what the video is about. I think there's varying degrees of loss and grief, and just because you consume Technoblade's content doesn't make you less valid in missing him, Especially if you consumed his content from 2017 to now, to his very last video that he put out. Personally, that's still a very 5 years of just having a connection to someone, a one-way connection, sure, in most cases, but a connection nonetheless. So if any of you who fit into that are watching them, sorry for you too, for losing out on that part of your life. When Techno and I grew up, because we're of an age, the Minecraft YouTubers were like the Oxcast, Captain Sparkles. If the Oxcast, who I followed closely since 2011, for 11 years I closely followed them. If one of them passed away, I'd feel very, very sad. And I'd feel that grief in a different way to someone who knew them personally, but I still would. And I think there's a valid element regardless of whether you personally know someone or not. And there's also empathy in that. So I hope nobody makes you feel less in your loss and feeling your loss. And if they do, then they can fuck off, honestly. And I'm sure that's what Technoblade would have said. And anyway, let's slowly transition back to Stranger Things, which is what this is all about. Now, this show is also kind of an emotional journey for me. There's a lot that I identify with. And one thing that happened between last episode and this one is Volume 2 coming out. And Jesus, I wept. I really did. I stayed up all morning to watch it. And I did. And there I was crying alone in the dark, feeling absolutely fine with it. But yeah, it's just art, real, good art, just does things that nothing else can replicate. Has an effect on you that nothing else can replicate. Which of course goes back to what I was just saying about, you know, different types of connecting and different relationships with a medium or the people in that medium. You know, where you like the way you identify with a character is perfectly valid. And there's a lot of people who identify with Eddie. And I want to build Eddie's trailer for obvious reasons of doing the upside down version of Eddie's trailer. Come on. That's a duh right there. I'm of course going to do that. But also and Joseph Quinn himself, you know, people identify with both Eddie and the actor. And I don't know, there's a lot of us who in high school and in middle school, which is where I identify. I identify a lot with Will and a little with, you know, Mike and Dustin at different points. You know, in terms of their struggles. Like in one season, I'll identify more with Mike. Another, I'll identify more with Will. Maybe even both of them at the same time. But in season 3, I identified with Dustin as well. And of course with Will, I identified with both of them. So I don't know, there's obviously, even when you've gone past all that, you still identify. And I think identification is very important. Finding yourself involves seeing yourself in others. How can you hope to find yourself if you can't at first recognize in someone else what you actually are yourself, or what you see yourself as, or what you wish you could be, or all of the above, or what you wish you were in the case of past events and how I wish I was. I think it's a part of anxiety is wishing a lot about how things could have been. And I do that. I've done that for the past 11 years of my life. And a lot of people do, and a lot of people will. And stuff like this, stuff that makes you feel and really takes you back and makes you think and feel, is, at least in my experience, necessary and important. So, of course, this is all just a commentary on a stupid build that I haven't even finished. But I guess it's just the commentary that I can provide right now. And I tried doing other versions of this commentary, but I always get right back where I am now. And I guess it's better to be genuine about how I feel, even if it's to the one person who will find this in 10 years or whatever else, than to lie to myself and others about what I want to say. So I hope the next video doesn't take another fucking month, because I just want to do stuff. I want to do so much. And I hope by the time of the next video, maybe I've already done some of the things that I want to do. This little montage showing off the entire build at the end has a few additions that weren't in the time lapse, because I did some building after I stopped recording. So, and also there's a season 2 reference in the video itself, so hope you like that. And thank you for watching this far, or at least skipping to this part. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one, I hope.